Hi, welcome back to another episode of Love and Business, and I'm here with two special people that I introduced, Willy and Valencia. And we're going to talk about their relationship and just how their lives have been these last 9 years. They have been together almost 10 come August. So we're going to talk about that and let's just see what you guys think. First question: how much have you changed over the last 9 years, both of you?
Well, we met. I was like a month away from turning 19, and he was like a month away from turning 22. So we were babies. So we changed a lot in 9 years. I think we were compatible in the beginning and we've kind of grown together. So that's the good thing
Yeah,
about how much we've changed.
that's what
I
makes it
think
great.
maybe I've gotten a little more confident. It's natural things that happen
Right,
when you're a kid to 28 and 31,
right.
So we've definitely changed a lot, grown together, gotten a little more confident with everything that we've been doing, uh, you know, emotionally, financially, all that stuff has
Great.
changed in 9 years. What do you
Yes, a
think?
lot. What about you, Willie? How
So,
did you feel?
what's funny is that all that is true, but I also believe that we're still like the same people we've always been too, and it's been fun to just have that like natural growth and
Right.
being able to have that experience together.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree. You
Thankfully,
guys,
we grew together and not apart because I know that's a thing.
that is a thing. It's a huge. I'm really glad though. I'm glad that you guys really stuck it out. 9 years is a long time. I don't think people realize how long that is, but it's great.
I think we don't even realize it sometimes. Like every year, I'm like, do it feel like 8 years, 7 years,
Yeah.
9 years? And we're like, no. And I think that's the good thing because
Right.
if we was like, damn, I've been spending 9 years with your ass, and I feel every second of it, that would probably be bad. So,
Right.
yeah,
Yeah, that is so crazy. Well, I'm just glad that you guys made it that long because it is so hard to find couples nowadays that like last that long.
yeah.
Everybody's like 2, 3 years, maybe. But you guys made it past the hard part, so
Mhm.
it'll be a breeze for y'all going forward.
Yeah. I'm
But
like, there ain't nothing that we can spring on each other.
that part, right? Exactly. So it's like, hey, you live and you learn.
Mhm.
All right. So, what personal challenges did you individually face to strengthen your relationship?
Ooh, to strengthen our relationship with individual challenges. Well, you know, we were learning ourselves individually. So how that translated into the relationship,
Was it big?
it
It was a challenge.
it was a challenge. And it wasn't necessarily like, you know, against each other or anything. It's
Mm-hmm.
against ourselves.
Right, right,
Okay.
right.
So I'm like, I have to be a little
It's fine.
I had to make sure that I was a little more patient about stuff. I can be pretty type A. I had to learn how to, go with the flow a little bit more because that's how he is, and that's how I needed to be. Like, I can't just be type A, like everything my way all the time.
Yeah,
That's
that's true.
in the relationship.
I think that's the Scorpio thing
Yeah,
for both of you.
yes, we're both Scorpios. So I had to learn how to go with his flow a little bit more.
Yeah.
I had to learn how to trust in myself, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. What was the question again?
It's the challenges. You basically answered it.
Yeah.
You basically. So, what about you, Willie? What you feel like a challenge was?
Like at the end of the day, any challenge that comes up is uh like that's just part of life.
Right, right, right.
Uh, it can come up for like individuals, but when you're a couple, you
You just work through it.
together.
Right, right, right.
As long as you got good like teammates, just
And you just look out and work and talk it out. It usually goes pretty
like,
smooth.
yeah. At the end of the day, we're both just trying to get through life together. So as long as
Yeah.
we keep within that vein.
The good thing is, like, we're best friends. So
Yes.
it's kind of like just going through life with your best friend.
Exactly.
So if I'm like, okay, you need to work on that.
Right.
You need this area improve
Needs
on it.
fixing.
And it's
Right.
for us and for you.
Right.
And he'll tell me the same.
See, I respect that. See, people, a lot of people don't listen. That's the problem. And y'all, it seems like y'all listen to each other, which is a great thing.
Yeah, we don't go into arguments or improvements that we have to make being combative.
Right.
We do it because we like, okay, we want to take the next step.
Mm-hmm.
Here's what we can both work on
Right.
to get there.
Right. Wow. You guys hear that? Y'all need to talk it out. Be patient with each other. Communicate. That is a very important thing. That is how relationships last. All right. So we're gonna switch things up a little bit. So we're gonna talk about careers a little bit. So, how did your evolving of careers impact your relationships?
Well, so we met in college.
Right.
We had an idea of what we wanted to do, but sometimes what you want in the beginning, especially when you're a teenager, don't really pan out the way you expect it.
Exactly.
So it took a little while for my career to take off.
Right.
And now I'm in a good place with it. Took a little bit for his career to take off. Now he's in a good place with it.
Exactly.
We have had to, make sure that for our careers, like we said, we keep growing together. Mm-hmm. I'm not off doing my own thing and he's off doing his own thing, and we don't come back and meet in the middle and tell each other about, oh, here's how our day has been going. Here's the move I'm gonna make. Right. Can we do that? Like, if he wanted to go to Seattle or something, he's gonna let me know. Hey, I'm thinking about going to Seattle to do this for my career. Right. We have to make these decisions together.
What is your insight on it? How do you feel as far as like your career, you evolving over the years? How do you feel that impacted your relationship in a positive way?
Yeah, for sure. So, what's been kind of fun on my end is I'm still in the process of like really growing past what my what your career to be, but in the moment, I just found something very solid, and it was nice to have this teamwork situation of her like taking absolute risks, and I was content in what I was doing. So just using that career as just like the base of her risk taking, which got us pretty far, and I was happy to be able to do that for her. So
love that. See, I love that teamwork. As y'all know me. I've been Mr. Independent forever, and I'm always on the go. So it's hard for me to do that, but I needed to hear that for myself. So that's actually really, really inspiring to hear.
Yeah, sometimes I'm the one making money. Sometimes he's the one making money. And we don't ever have a problem supporting each other on those down periods.
Exactly. And I think that's the issue that a lot of people don't understand. They think that, this person's going to be up all the time. Well, there might come a time when they get sick. There's some type of disruption in the life. And so if that happens, you need to be able to step up. And I try to tell people that all the time. So when I hear these one-sided relationships or this person, and it's like, okay, if something happens to them, you're screwed.
Yeah.
Like,
so I get it, the 50-50 conversations and
right.
all that. We give 100,
100, and that's how it's supposed to be. I feel like in every relationship, 100. Always be there for your spouse. Always have their back. Always, be on top of your A game. Mm-hmm. So, and then if you're down or whatever, that's when they step up. And I think that's what a lot of people don't understand. So I'm glad that you guys are actually using that tool. that makes me smile a lot because that's great. So, what kept you guys committed to each other after 9 years? Or should I say through these 9 years?
It wasn't hard.
That's good.
I think that's the thing about it. He was my first boyfriend, my first real boyfriend.
Right.
So, I was like shocked throughout the years. I was like, what's going on? This is too easy. That's how I say, like,
smooth
9
sailing.
years just flew by. Obviously, we have our arguments and stuff.
Right.
But he's my best friend. We've never had any big issues. If we had some crazy issues, we wouldn't be here talking to you.
100%.
Yes. So it's been easy to commit to each other. It's just we wake up day to day, take it day by day together, have fun, and it hasn't been hard. It hasn't been anything that we've had to really like discuss. Like, Do we stay together? We just do it.
Yes, I
And
love that.
yeah, it's funny. And also big part is like I have conversations with a bunch of friends, and all I know is that it's hard out there, and I'm just happy I'm not.
In that boat, right? And you see all the crazy stuff online and people's unrealistic goals. It's like, okay,
Yeah.
you got that.
Yeah, I'm like, oh gosh, I thank God every day. I'm like, geez, I'm really lucky that I've been able to focus on my career
Yes.
because I'm not focused on my relationship.
See, that's a big deal, and I think a lot of people don't understand that. That's why the support system is very important to have for just both of y'all. That's really good. That's actually great. I love it. All right. So, what inspired you guys to stay in Atlanta? Because I know you guys wanted to go somewhere else. You guys wanted to go to LA. You know, there were other cities on your mind. What kept you guys grounded in Atlanta?
We was broke for a second.
Gotta keep it real.
Yeah. So every time I thought about going to LA, it just wasn't possible. Yeah.
Yeah, I understand.
And like we could have made it happen, but we didn't really have a reason to like really push for it.
Yeah.
And then my career started laying itself out in Atlanta, so we just never needed to leave.
Yeah. I understand. And you know what? Like for me, just like Atlanta's home for y'all, New York is home for me.
Mm-hmm.
So you know, and I really didn't. I have a soft place for Dallas. You know, that's where I really want to be. Yeah. But you know, New York it keeps me on my A game, and I think that's why all these places serve a purpose. Like Atlanta for you guys, it kept you guys loyal to each other. It kept you guys grounded in what you guys are doing. You know, and I really think that's important. Location is a big deal.
Yeah,
and sometimes those like hard times, like you said, you guys weren't financially prepared for that move. That's a good thing because God forbid things could have went left. You know, there's so many things that just, and then you see all of LA's coming to Atlanta.
Yeah.
You know, all
so
the television industry is coming here. Yeah. So it worked out.
I know people that are not getting work at all in LA, and I'm like, dang, if I would have made that move,
it could have been bad.
What would have happened.
Yeah, you could have been in that same boat. You guys could have. It could have been a lot of disruptions, you know. And but you know what? I got to speak on this part. I remember a couple of years ago, you were in DC and he was in North Carolina.
Yeah.
And so, how were you guys able to make that work, even though he was in North Carolina and you were in DC during that time?
Ooh, how many months was that?
That was 3.
It was like 3 months. I was with my mom in DC and he was with his parents in North Carolina. We had tried the Atlanta thing and it wasn't working out
at that time. Right.
So we were like, okay, we're gonna recuperate. And I went to his parents for a second, and then I went to my mom in DC. And you know, we just chatted every day, texted, talked, FaceTimed. We just and that was the furthest apart we've ever been, but we still stuck through it.
Right.
And you know, we would just watch movies with each other. You gotta keep that bond going strong. You can't,
even when you're distant.
Yeah, you cannot let the distance build up. Because I saw how it could have went left. But you know, we knew that we wanted to get married. Like we always knew we were gonna get married. We just didn't have the funds for a wedding that I wanted.
Right.
And recently we finally did. So that's why
that was a beautiful wedding. That was a beautiful wedding.
Oh,
I was like, dang, I was all late. I felt so bad because I thought it was so close. The place.
No, traffic was crazy that day. But you was there.
I was there.
You was there.
I made it. I mean, Atlanta. Shout out to you because I mean the Uber and even my friend, she took me. Mm-hmm. So she was like, the wedding all the way out there. That's far. I'm like, it is. You know, I'm forgetting how big Atlanta is. Yeah, it was so far. I was like, wow. But that's pretty cool that you guys were able to do that. Yeah. So how do you feel about that? How did you get through that when you guys were separate, when you were in North Carolina and she was in Atlanta?
So it's funny because like at the end of the day, it was only 3 months, but at the time it felt like 6. But
it felt so long.
But no, we just
talked.
And again,
you visited too.
Yeah, we did. I did visit one from.
He came to DC. That's amazing.
On top of that, the end goal was always to make our way back here to try to.
Right. So it was a goal like we're gonna separate for a little bit, but that was y'all's trial and tribulation. You guys got tested during that time, and y'all passed it. That's amazing. That's really hard for a lot of people to do. Like,
Yeah.
a lot of people can't spend distance from each other, because there's a lot of things that they think they're missing out on. But for y'all to be able to still make things work, still communicate, still see each other, that's very, very, very inspiring.
Yeah, and
It
you
is.
know, I'll keep it real. He really, that was my downtime, and he was working, and he was supporting me in many ways, and I will never forget that. Every time I'm like, you know, making my own money moves, I never forget what he had done for me in those few months, and it was leading up to the pandemic and everything.
Oh
It
yeah,
was,
that was crazy.
yeah, that's actually the reason I went back to him in North Carolina, was because we were like, okay, we should be together during the pandemic.
Right, to play it safe.
Yeah.
Right, that's actually amazing. Oh, look at that. That's so okay. All the crazy relationship advice people are giving online, I always like for people who are in relationships to speak on the advice as far as what should really be said. But what is some advice you would give to the youth as far as from a man's perspective of how you should be when pursuing the woman of your dreams and pursuing that woman that you want to marry? What is something you should tell them? Or what is something you would tell them?
It's important to really pursue it the same way you would
Or a goal?
uh, 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 because at the end of the day, most of the time you're going to be interacting with them like a friend. Like,
Right.
The, the the romance, they say it dies off, but in reality, you just
Included.
you're not affected by like the chemical aspect of it, and you're now just left with the raw person to person. And at the end of the day, like, friendship is what really like holds it from your day to day.
Right. That's amazing.
Yeah.
And your sight, Miss Valencia.
Yeah, no, I agree with that, because like, I think that's what breaks a lot of people up, is that they're chasing that chemical and the butterflies. They expect that to happen forever, and as soon as it dies down, which it will, you're gonna get through that honeymoon period.
Right.
That's when they're like, oh, it's not for me anymore. And it's like, no, that's a natural part of the process. You're not always gonna feel that way, but
Right.
if it's not a bad relationship and it's just that butterfly feeling that you're chasing, you might just be throwing away a really good
relationship, yeah.
just chasing after the chemicals in
Right.
your brain. So now you're gonna end up with somebody you don't even like.
A lot of women are with men they don't like,
Yeah,
and vice
yeah.
versa.
Because like I can say like I said, he's my best friend, so we never had a problem with, man, I just don't like you.
Yeah.
I don't like you at all. You know, I love all about him. Like,
Right.
even if we weren't together, I think we would still. We've talked about this. I'm like, I think we'd be friends. But also, you got to communicate.
Yes.
You have to know what you want. Don't stay in a relationship if just for the look of it or anything.
The aesthetic.
Yeah, like,
Right.
don't pursue superficial things, because you just
Thank
don't waste
you.
your time.
And it doesn't last forever.
It does not. And
Yeah.
if you see some red flags, please, ladies, if you see some red flags, and guys too,
Yeah.
if you see those red flags, just go the other way. If 50 million people is telling you this dude ain't no good, he
He's
might
not.
not be no good.
He's not. He's not. He's
'Cause
bad
I
for
know a
you.
lot of people are like, oh, well, he wouldn't do that to me. But then 2 months later,
They
ain't-
quiet.
He ain't ish.
Yeah. That
You know
man
that,
ain't
sweetie.
nothing.
You knew
Yeah.
he wasn't ish. They told you.
They told you from the get go.
Yeah,
Nah,
so
that's
you
true.
just gotta keep a straight head and don't psych yourself out of what you know is like the right thing to do. Like,
Right.
don't let your need for people to be looking at your relationship and be like, oh my god, goals. Don't let that get you off the path, and then you wasting 5 years with somebody that you don't even really like. And then it's just gonna be harder
For
in
you.
the future.
Yeah, it is.
Especially
Because
if you
you've
have
invested
kids.
you've invested so much time into this person that you didn't even really like. You were just with them because of the clout or whatever it is that they were giving you, and then now that ran low, or now that reality is hitting,
Yeah.
now you're like, oh, I done
Now you
wasted
gotta
all
start
this time.
over.
Yeah, you got to start
Don't let
over.
that. What do they call it? Damn, what do they call it when you invest time in somebody and sunken cost
Oh,
effect or something?
yeah, I forgot what it is
It's
called. I know what
like
you
the
mean.
sunken cost thingy
Yeah,
where you just put so much time into somebody and you like, I gotta see this through. Now it's 17 years later.
you ain't seeing nothing, but the same old craziness.
That was my greatest fear. Thankfully, we never had to have to worry about that. But like
Yes,
that sounds terrible.
that
Where
is
17
just
years later, you finally like, damn, I never did like you.
at all.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're stunned by the beauty and all the things, like you said, the superficial things, the things that don't really add value too much. It's more so what's inside, that understanding, that communication. So for me, I get bored easily. That's another thing. So to hear that is clarification that I kind of need to work on. Giving people a chance and just being more patient with
yeah,
time instead of being so quick to say, you know what, whatever, I'm done.
yeah,
Let me just go the other way.
yeah.
So I'm
Them
glad.
damn apps don't help either.
Oh, I can't stand the apps. Look, me and on the last episode, me and Taryn were talking about those apps. Nope. Yeah, they're bad, right? I tell
Yeah,
people it's bad. It's bad for your mental space.
it's bad for that, and I think everybody's just like, oh well, this person don't eat spaghetti the way I like to eat spaghetti. They like to eat the sauce in the spaghetti instead of just lathering it on from the side. So I'm gonna drop them
Yep.
and go back to the app and get somebody that eats spaghetti the way I do like. But now this person that you with, maybe they a cheater. Now
Yeah.
you got the worst thing now.
Now you got it. Yeah, because I tell people like all the time, people are gonna pretend for only so long until
Yeah.
you start to realize who you're really with.
Yeah.
And sometimes people will sit back and say, "Oh, well, I got this." I say, always give it at least a year. But even sometimes that's too much time to invest in people. I always believe in like genuine connection,
Yeah.
and if it's not genuine, then move along.
If you ain't feeling it, you ain't feeling it.
You're not. Don't force it.
Don't force it. Or you just, like you said, a year from now, you now 27. Now you got to invest another year in somebody. No, just cut it off.
Agreed. I agree on that. All right. Well, that's pretty much all I really wanted to ask. Is there anything else that you guys would like to say just before we end off this episode?
I can't.
Okay. Good luck.
Yarder. Good luck and hit your boy up if you want to become a match, so you can be the next one getting married. But yes, thank you guys for coming on this episode. Thank you guys for sticking around for 9 years. Yes, and can you guys believe in just a couple of months it'll be a year you guys been married?
Yeah.
It goes by so quick.
Yeah, it's crazy. Oh my
Yes.
gosh. And then you was there from the beginning. The very beginning.
Yes.
Did you explain the story?
No. Okay, guys. So before we end it off, so I met him and me and her, of course, were friends already, but me and her both met him while he was in McDonald's minding his business. Minding his business, and I introduced these two. We went to it was the event because I have the pictures, which I'm gonna show. It was like a food drive or something we were doing, but basically it was like from that point on I started seeing you guys together more. We were all hanging out, and then you guys were getting closer and closer. And then Renee was like, "Yeah, I think Willy and Valencia are holding hands." I'm like, "Wait, what? Like, wait, huh? What's going on?" And then it was just like from there, you guys developed a relationship, and it became good. You guys were at the kickbacks. We were going to kickbacks. You guys were all hanging. Shout out to Brian for exposing a lot of things at the but yeah, that's actually really cool. I'm really happy for you guys, and I really wish the best for you both. I'm really inspired by the fact that you guys stuck it out through the thick and thin, and I just really wish the best. I really can't wait for you guys to extend your family, grow it. Because eventually that's gonna come. Yeah. That's gonna be a new chapter for y'all. And I know you guys are gonna be wonderful parents. You're gonna be a great dad. You're gonna be a wonderful mother. And so it's just gonna be nice to see. Any advice you want to give to any wealth match future clients or matches that are coming in?
Put your trust in Juwan. He gonna make it happen.
Yes, I'm gonna make it happen every single time. Anything you want to tell them?
Uh, she said it best. I can
Trust Jawan's process. Nah. All right, guys, y'all. I will see you guys again next week for another episode. Stay tuned for that guest, and we're out.